Beer Geek Gamer here, doing my Gen Con 50 2017 wrap up. I'm going to be talking about all the games that I brought back, some games that I wasn't able to bring back, and games I'm really excited for and can't wait to come out. Highly recommend going to Gen Con if you've never been before. It's a great time. It's held in Indianapolis every year at the Indianapolis Convention Center. And it's also taken over part of actually all of the Lucas Oil Stadium, which is pretty cool. They have it set up where you're actually playing games out on the football field. So definitely recommend going to Gen Con at least once in your life. You won't regret it. Like they said, it's the best 4 days of gaming in your life. So anyways, today we're going to talk about games that I brought back with me. Some games that I wasn't able to purchase because I was busy and they just sold out really quickly. And some games that are coming out that I am really excited for. So without further ado, let's get into this. We'll start with one of the games I wasn't able to pick up. It's called Unearth. This is a game being published by Brotherwise Games. It's a really fun game. Pretty much the way it works is you have like your miners and you're trying to get these gems to create this bigger hexagon shape. And once you get it, you can then buy one of the wonders. And pretty much you have these lands in front of you, and each lands have X amount of gems on it. And the lower right corner states how many gems start off with it. So you have dice in front of you. You have 3 6-sided dice, 1 4-sided dice, and 1 8-sided die. And you decide what die you want to take. You then declare what land you want to roll for, and you roll your die. If you roll a 3 and under, you get that gem, and you place that die on that card. In the upper left corner of the lands, there is the breaking number. So what that means is once everybody has been rolling their dice and everything and setting their dice on the lands, once the dice on that land accumulate to the breaking number, equal to or over, the land breaks. And what that means is whoever has the highest number die on the card then gets that land card, and it goes into your collection. And this comes important when it comes to scoring because you can get 1 point for just one color because they're different colors, 2 point, and the points increment depending on if you have the same color matching colors or even if you have a one of each color kind of thing. So the point of the game is pretty much once all of the lands from the deck are depleted, then pretty much whoever has the most victory points wins. It's a really fun game. It's really beautifully done. The dice are really nice. Definitely recommend checking out this game. I actually just ordered it from Miniature Market as soon as I got home because I was not able to pick this one up because it sold out extremely fast. They also had the designers there signing it to have an autographed copy. So that was pretty cool. Definitely recommend checking out this game. It's a lot of fun. You won't be disappointed. So the next one I'm going to talk about is Legends of the Five Rings. Now this is a really... So if you're unfamiliar with it, Legends of the Five Rings, way back when, used to be a CCG. I believe it was originally being done by AEG. So now, Final Fantasy Games has repicked it up, and it is going to be an LCG, which I am excited for because with LCGs, you actually know what everything is going to be in the box, and it's not a pretty much random buy. And as you guys have probably seen with some of my other videos, I'm into Star Wars Destiny, and that can definitely be a money pit. But anyways, besides that, Legends of the Five Rings, really cool game. Check it out. I might be really getting into this. I enjoyed the demo at Gen Con. It was a lot of fun. You pretty much you choose the clan you want to play as, and you have these rounds where you're going back and forth, whether you're battling with the war conflict or the political conflict, and pretty much you're trying to take over the other person's main land area. Forget exactly what it's called. The artwork is just beautiful. That was the first thing that drew me to it. This thing was so crazy popular at Gen Con. The number of people they had for the tournaments was insane. The opening parade that they had for this was really cool, and the boxes just all sold out. I'm pretty sure day one. Not probably. I'm guessing no more than an hour when the exhibit hall opened. It was crazy, the mad rush for this. Really excited for this to come out. It's supposed to be coming out fourth quarter of this year, and supposedly I have heard that in order for you to have a complete playing set, you will need to get at least 3 of the core boxes. But really excited for this one to come out. Definitely check it out. Again, Legend of the Five Rings, and FFG is producing this one. So next up, now this game wasn't available for purchase, but I'm really excited for it. And I'm also a little disappointed. So this is Star Wars Legion. So FFG announced this at Gen Con, and it is going to be a miniature-based game. And I know probably some of you are like, well, what about Imperial Assault? Well, I asked them about that, and Imperial Assault is more of a small skirmish, controlling a couple different models at a time. This is more Warhammer scale size. Each player will have about 400 points, and you're going to be commanding your troops and doing battle. The models that they had there and painted everything were just awesome. It was just a huge crowd gathered around it. It was just really, and I got to demo it, and it was actually a lot of fun. They used a lot of different parts from their other games, like Armada, X-Wing, and Imperial Assault. To kind of give an example, so with Armada, how you have the range ruler, they kind of have that in this. So you're not having to measuring tapes or anything like that, and it's actually really easy to figure out how you move your units, and it's not confusing at all. You have the X-Wing and Imperial Assault kind of side where you're rolling the dice, and they have some of the same symbols like crits, surges, and things like that. It was a lot of fun. I got to play like a 2-turn demo. They had it set up where it was just Imperials versus Rebels kind of thing, and they had a couple different tables with really nice scenery and everything. I'm really excited for this game, but the big drawback for me is that, one, the models aren't painted, which, okay, cool, whatever. But the big drawback, unlike Imperial Assault, these models don't come together. They told me they're going to be like sprees, like how they're doing their Rune Wars. So I'm going to have to see exactly how these sprees look before I can actually commit my money to this game. I used to play Warhammer Fantasy for a bit, and that taught me very fast that I hate cutting models from sprees, having to glue them, and then eventually possibly painting them. I really wish, and the detail on these figures are really nice, but I do really wish that the models could have just been like the Imperial Assault ones, where they're already done for you, and if you wanted to, you could paint them. Then I'd probably, if it was that situation, I'd probably be about 60 to 70% sure I was going to get into this. But because the models aren't put together, it's a huge drawback for me because I'm lazy and I hate putting models together. But if you're really into models and that is not a factor for you, definitely check this out. I think it's going to be a huge hit, and I'm really excited to see what happens with this. Okay, so those were the games I was either not able to buy or weren't available. So let's get into what I was able to get. And I guess we'll just start off here with the first one. So this game is called Santorini. See if I can get it in the camera better there. There we go. So this is a really fun game. It's really simple. Pretty much the objective is each player has 2 builders, and you are building levels of the towers, and your goal is to get on the 3rd level of it. When it's your turn, you get to move one builder to a spot, and then you can build a base around the adjoining spots. When you move up a level, you can only move up 1 level at a time. You can't go from like level 1 to level 3. So you do have to kind of build like a ladder kind of effect to get to the 3rd level. It's a lot of fun. There's also god cards in the game for a character that can manipulate your abilities. Some allow you to move both of your builders if neither one moved up a level. Some allow you to build the dome, which you can build a dome normally on the 3rd level to make it where your opponent can't get on top of it. There's one that allows you to build the dome on any level. It's a really fun game. I'd say, I think it was like 25 bucks. It's fun. My wife loves it. I like it. So really happy with it. Next game I got it's called Control. Still, you can see in the plastic wrapping here. This is, and I should have said, so Santorini, looks like that is done by Roxley and Spin Master. So, Control, this is done by Keymaster Games. Just randomly found their booth, and the artwork for their other game, which I'm going to show next, is what caught my eye. So, Control, what this pretty much is it's for 2 to 4 players, and it's a card game. Pretty much you are a time traveler lost in the continuum of space, and you are trying to get enough fuel to refuel your time machine before your opponent does. So you're just trying to get to 21 pretty much, and you play these cards that allow you to increase your number and affect your opponent, and you're just trying to get in your time machine and get the heck out of there before they do. So yeah, check it out. It was a quick game that's pretty fun. Their next game that is a lot of fun too is called Campy Creatures. So again, this is by Keymasters here. So what this game is it's another card game for 2 to 5 players, and pretty much you're this mad scientist, and you need civilians to do your experiments on, but you're really lazy and you don't feel like doing it yourself. So you go ahead and get your creatures to go do it for you. So pretty much you have a hand of cards, and it's kind of got a little love letter theme to it. Everyone has the same creatures in their cards, and everyone has the same creatures in their hand, and they're all numbered from different values. I believe it's 0 through 9. And pretty much you secretly decide which creature you're going to put down. Everyone turns over at the same time, and whoever has the highest number then gets to choose from the middle what civilian they would like to take. Some civilians give you bonuses if you have more than a certain type of civilian. Some aren't worth anything. Some are even worth negative points. So that's where that kind of whoever has the highest creature gets to go first kind of thing. But each creature also has abilities, so you can mess with your opponent and maybe make them take the worst card or something like that. Really fun game. Definitely recommend it. Check it out. Let's see here. Next game that I got that is a lot of fun is Custom Heroes. This is by AEG. So this is another card game, and this is for 2 to 6 players. I first heard about this through one YouTube video talking about upcoming Gen Con games that they were looking forward to, and I really had my doubts about this, but it is actually a lot of fun, and it's got a really cool mechanic. If you're familiar with Mystic Vale, which I wasn't at the time, it uses the same kind of card sleeving mechanic. So pretty much the way, let me put this up here again, pretty much the way this Custom Heroes works is you have a handful of cards, which are sleeved, and eventually you get these plastic inserts, and you're able to put them in your card sleeve, which overlays a new value that increases the value of the card and can even add more text and everything. And kind of gives you an example here in the back. Right here, some of the sleeves that can be inserted. And pretty much you're trying to get rid of your hand as fast as you can. And depending on the order you get out, you can get more victory points, money, and inserts that you randomly choose out of the pile. The point is to get to 10 victory points and be the first, and you have to win by getting 10 victory points and being the first person out of the round. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of randomness factor to it, and me and my buddies, we opened this when I got it, and we had a blast with it. I was really surprised how much fun I had when I demoed it. Definitely recommend checking out. And I recommend getting all these games that I got. I wouldn't have bought them if I didn't like them. But yeah, so check out Custom Heroes from AEG. It's a pretty fun game, and like I said, if you're familiar with Majestic, I forget the name off the top of my head now. But AEG makes another game kind of like this that has a Dominion feel and has the insert mechanics too. So next game I got, this is from Gray Fox Games. It is called Ronin. There we go. So this is a really cool 2-player game, and yes, it is only 2-player games. So the way this works is there is a map, and there's 2 roles. You either play as the samurais or the ninjas. And with the ninjas, you're trying to protect the land for 8 rounds. And for the ninjas, you're trying to control at least 5 areas of the land. So you have 7 Ronin, which I'm sorry, the name is 7 Ronin. Said that wrong. And so pretty much you have 7 samurai, and each of you have this little blinding card with your own mini map behind it. And the samurais determine where they're going to place their units, and the ninjas determine where they're going to place their units. Then when you're done, you both take your blinds off, reveal where you're going, and then you place the samurais there, and you place the ninjas there. Samurais always kill at least 1 ninja, but if there are more ninjas than samurais, then the ninjas do damage to the samurais. And some of the samurais have different abilities, and if the ninjas are able to control certain parts of the land, they get that land's ability. So it's kind of a guessing game, and it's a lot of fun. Me and my friend had a lot of fun playing it, and it's pretty deceiving at first. You have to really kind of think where your opponent is going to place their units and what the best option is maybe for you or them. It's gonna probably take me a little while to get a little feel for what my best strategy for this game is, because even though it's a very small game, there's a lot of thinking involved with it, because there's certain abilities that the lands give the ninjas that you really don't want them to get. And so pretty much samurais are trying to win once they get to the 8th round without any as long as one samurai survives till the 8th round, then the samurais wins. And if the ninjas control at least 5 areas at any time, then the ninjas win. So definitely check that out. Gray Fox Games, 7 Ronin. Next game I got was also from Gray Fox Games, and this is called Captain Wager. And I haven't even opened this up, and the only reason I got this was I couldn't pass up on it because they were doing a deal at the time. They had so much stock that they gave it to me for $3. So I figured, what the hell? It sounds fun. $3. I'll try it out. Why not? You know. And the reason it was $3, it was supposed to be $5 because it was supposed to also come with the expansion, but they forgot to bring the expansions. So I haven't opened this up yet or anything. It's for 2 to 5 players. The description says, in Captain's Wagers, players take on the roles of rogue airship captains, sending their pirate crews on adventures in search of treasure and gambling to determine who gets the most loot. Diverse of crew and item cards make each player unique and reward clever betting and skillful hand management. Do you have what it takes to bet, borrow, and steal your way to wealth and victory? Prove it in Captain's Wagers. So it sounds pretty fun, and unfortunately they didn't have a demo there for anything, but like I said, $3, why not try it out? So looking forward to see how this goes. Next game I got that I really like, this is by Dire Wolf and Renegades, Clank. So this is not a brand new game, but it's very brand new to me. Never heard of it until I was at Gen Con. This is a great game. This is a board game deck building game. And best way I can describe it is if you've ever played Dominion, think of Dominion with a board game. So pretty much you're these thieves, and you want to go into this dungeon where a dragon lives. And you're trying to get as much loot as possible, and once you think you have enough, you work your way back up, and the first person out then starts this chain reaction for X number of rounds until everyone else has to get out. Along with that, you're buying cards to make your deck so you can move, fight monsters, loot stuff easier. And there are certain cards that pop up that you flip over that have a dragon on them, and every time that happens, you take what is called the clank, which is the noise you make within the dungeon. So with certain cards you play, it'll say add +1 clank. So you take your color square and you put it off to this little section. And so when the dragon pops up, you take all of those squares, put it in the bag, and the bag starts out with 24 black squares, which are the dragon's ones. And then depending on where you're at within the game, you draw X number of squares from the bag, and the little marker for the dragon tells you how many you do that. And if you draw any of the player colors, that is considered their health. So if you get to 10 health, you're dead. It's a really fun game. Really liked it. Opened it right away with my friends. We got to demo it, and we had a blast playing it. We're looking forward to seeing how it does with 2-player. I've heard it's pretty good with 2-player. It has more of the going in the dungeon kind of aspect to it. So I was really happy to pick that game up. The next game that I got, and you are probably going to laugh, but I am really excited for this. Bob Ross, The Art of Chill. So I was very surprised when I saw a banner outside for this, and I was like, no way, they made a board game for this. And so I definitely had to check it out. And this game sold out every single day. They had 125 copies every single day. I got this on the last day, and I'll tell you, when the doors open, there was, because you can't run when the doors open, there was a mad sprint to their booth to get this. So I was really happy I got this. So this is a fun game. It's really cheap. It was 25 bucks. And it's actually, you can pre-order this and get it. It's going to be coming to Target if you're interested. So, kind of give you an idea here. So you got this board here with the rainbow color. You can kind of see my green screen effect is kind of blurring out some of the colors there. So you start off at the red part, and you're trying to get all the way around to the light blue part. That's the chill. That's when you're chilled. You have the easel there with a painting of Bob Ross, and you know from what the guys told me, the company's worked very closely with the family and everything, which is really cool. So because they actually use his actual paints and everything, and his supplies like phthalo blue and everything. So anyways, you're trying to paint the painting in the background there, and you need to maybe paint that majestic mountain. We need to get the certain paint colors there and the right painting tool in order to do that. You need to get those on your palettes, which you can see here. And once you do that, then you can move your marker around the board. But at the same time, you're trying to paint it faster than Bob. So here's Bob, and as Bob moves closer and closer, eventually he gets to the end here where he's completed the painting for you. But that's no problem. The game's not over. You just take off the painting you were trying to paint, and you put a new one on the easel, and you start from there. So it's a really fun, just quirky, relaxing game. It's got the cool, Bob Ross nostalgia thing to it. So I'm really excited to play this with my wife. But it was definitely one of the big talk items at Gen Con this year, I think. Let's see, some other stuff here. So I didn't buy this for myself. I got this from my buddy. This is a Red Dragon Inn player board here. It's nice wood and engraved and everything. He's really into Red Dragon Inn. I love the game too. If you've never played it, definitely check it out. It's a fun party game. I couldn't believe how cheap this was. It was 10 bucks. And unfortunately, I'm not taking it out of this because it's still sealed and I still got to give it to him. But so this was really nice. And then along with that, you got this promo card here. See if I can get. Oh, there we go. Bloodlight drink. So he's super excited to get that. I was happy I could find something for him. Got some of my normal official Gen Con 50 six-eyed die. Boss Monster was giving out their promo. There we go. And then when I did the demo of Clank, Got a little promotional meeple here from Renegade. That was kind of cool. And then, oh yeah, I also forgot, Unearthed was also giving out promos too. So I really can't wait to get this in the mail. Actually, now that I think about it, let me open this up real quick. Then you'll be able to get a better idea of... So here's an example of like a land. So the 3 down here, that's how many gems start off on this. And then usually there's a value up here. And that is how you know what it takes to break that land for you to get that card. Another nice item that I'm really happy I got is this nice wood mug here with the Stormtrooper on here. Really love this thing. I can't remember the guy's name that does these, unfortunately, but I've seen him a lot at other conventions. You should definitely check these out if you see them. They're really nicely done. He's got some really nice mugs of all different geek themed stuff. Got Star Wars, Doctor Who, Batman, Superman, all that kind of stuff. Again, this year Sun King was the official brewer of Gen Con 50. So they made their Dragon's Delight, which was their Belgian style golden ale. This was actually really good. A lot of the Belgians I've had are typically on the drier side. This had a lot of the fruity notes. It was really good. Really enjoyed it. If you can still get it, which probably I gotta be in Indianapolis, you should get it. It was a lot of good. Kept the can because, you know, it's Gen Con 50. Wanted to remember everything. Those were all the games I brought back. Gen Con 50 was awesome. The thing too that took up all my time was I actually participated in the North American Championship for X-Wing. If you look at my channel, you'll know that I'm really into Star Wars X-Wing. And I can't believe how well I did. I'm ecstatic. I had a lot of fun with playing with everyone. I had a great time. I actually wound up taking 28th out of about 230 people. I had a great time. So for participating, you get the Gen Con 2017 North American Championship coin, which is pretty cool. And then you also get the alternative Han card, which I love the artwork, but I don't know if I'm ever going to use them. And then since I placed in the top third, you got these cool ship markers for X-Wing. Let me take one out here, make it a little better looking. There we go. And then since I was in the top 32, I got this nice North American, my green screen is kind of affecting here, this nice North American Championship 2017 deck box. And magnetically sealed, it opens up. You can get it. So I was more than excited that I placed so well. It's my first time doing the North American Championship at Gen Con, and I couldn't be more than happier. I had a lot of fun against all the guys I played against. It was a great two days, and I'll definitely do it again, and can't wait for the next time. And everyone there is so cool. I got so many alternative art cards from people that they were just handing them out when I was playing against them. I was so happy that I brought my little Beer Geek Gamer stickers I made so I could give out stuff to people too. There's another one here. So yeah, Gen Con 50, it was a blast. I was exhausted. I took Monday off from work so I could recover, and I'm glad I did that. So there's a tip for you too. Take Monday off. Go Wednesday too. There's a lot of unofficial events that happen on Wednesday, especially the kickoff party and everything, which is a lot of fun. So again, just recap some of the games I got: Bob Ross, Art of Chill, Clank, Seven Ronin, Custom Heroes, Captain Wager, Campy Creatures, Control, Santorini, and Unearth should be coming in the mail soon, so I can't wait to get that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. I'm going to be doing some reviews of all these games I bought, and also hopefully doing some live demos of them. So until next time, keep gaming